We're back, Fight Fiends from Down Under. We're going to break down UFC 325. We're back. Escape Matrix is here. How you doing? Your buddy Matrix Veal won the $50 on the Prop Fiend show on Friday. Sent him $50. Hopefully we get some more entries this week. Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going live. Now, we're going to do the forecast report each and every Sunday. I'm going to make the time on Sunday to do a live stream. Forecast report for UFC 325 in Australia is going to be a good one. Thanks for staying forecasted. Escape Matrix, like I said, Matrix Veal picked up that $50 on Friday. Prop Fiend show live every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. This morning, I'm a little shaky. Last night, like 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, I was on the toilet, probably drank a little too much, made some mistakes. Now, the road to the UFC, we seen a big mistake from one fighter. He got caught cheating, making weight. This guy here, he was like 127, ended up weighing in 122. This guy got caught. He was leaning on the thing there, whatever you say, the box of shame. He was leaning on that apparently, and that made him lose like an extra 5 pounds, caught him cheating, fight got canceled. As for the other 5 fights, let's take the shades off because I was willing to fade these 3 picks. My least confident picks were the road to the UFC fights, and I went 3 for 3. That is incredible. The first one, Lawrence Louis, was a pretty big underdog, and I didn't really expect him to go out there and do what he did. That was a pretty good performance from him starting the night out. Barking, first fight of the night. The next one, Nakamura went out round 3 and got that knee. I didn't expect that. Looked like he was losing the fight for sure in that one. I think both guys in that second road to the UFC fight are certainly UFC caliber. So these road to the UFC fights were really good to start off UFC 325. The next one was a banger to finish off the card, and Dom Mar Fan got it done. 3 for 3. I was very impressed with the picks. If you heard the predictions, I was not confident on these 3 picks, and I certainly didn't bet them. So if you did bet them, let me know. Sunrise in April, thank you for staying forecasted, jumping on the live stream. We're here every Sunday doing the forecast report. Now, we just talked about Aaron Toe getting caught missing weight, getting caught cheating, trying to make weight. What do you think about that? That is something else. This was a big event for him. Home soil, city kickboxing. I don't know what was going on there. He definitely made a big mistake. I don't know if he will fight again in the UFC after something like that. It's going to be interesting to see if he does return. As for the other 3 fights on the road to the UFC, I honestly think some of the losers could be in the UFC in the future. These were great fights. Great way to start the card in Australia. And then the Australian, Con Offley, got it done in an awfully bad judge's decision. Now, I know it was my lock of the week, Yiza, and I'm not going to sit here and complain, but look at the numbers. He scored a knockdown. He stopped all takedowns. 0 for 7 was Con Offley. This guy was awfully bad trying to get a takedown. He was going for them. At times, it looked like he was going to maybe win the first round, but later in the round 1, Yiza took over. Round 2 and 3, I thought Yiza won. Awfully bad judge's decision. My lock of the week did not hit. Saint Denis hit. Sal killed hit. It's a very unfortunate turn of an event here in Australia. You know, they favored the Aussie in a majority decision. I think a lot of people can agree this was the wrong call. And it's frustrating moving forward, trying to pick a lock of the week, parlay, and bet on these fights. I don't know what happened in this judge's decision. And Escape Matrix is mentioning Ruffy was sick today. Ruffy was sick fight week, and he pulled it off. We seen the line movement towards Ruffy, and then he was sick, and then he still pulled it off. Incredible stuff from fighting nerds to get the win, fighting sick. As for Yiza, that was a sick decision. I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted with the decision. I thought the lock should have hit. I thought he won round 2 and 3, but we're not going to sit here and cry about it. I mean, Oban Elliott might be sitting somewhere and crying because he was very confident he was going to go out there and get the win against the Aussie, Jonathan McAuliffe. Now, I picked McAuliffe to get the win with the reach advantage, and certainly it helped him in this fight. When he got the fight to the ground, he fucking submitted Oban Elliott, choked him pretty bad, and I think Oban went right out, right to sleep. That was cold. McAuliffe is definitely a fighter on the rise, a prospect on the rise, I should say. Pretty pumped to see these Australians go out there and serve, get the win, and do what they're supposed to do. As for Big Pablo, he got exposed. A lot of people thought he was going to do something that he did not do. In his fight, he basically did not much. I looked at the stats, and he had like 4 strikes out of 40. Terrible striking accuracy. Yeah, maybe some power in the hands if he can ever land a shot. I don't think his fighter's IQ is very good. And looking like someone that's made in the lab, he's just not performing at the UFC level. Took him 3 fights on Dana White's Contender Series here. He went to a split decision with Robert Valentine, and we Fight Fiends knew, we knew Big Pablo was going to get the loss. A lot of people was picking the underdog in this one. Fight Fiends were not. He got exposed. Quillin versus Salkild in UFC. Who you got? Oh, that's a good matchup in the future, and you got to expect that could be a matchup. They're both on the card this week. They both performed. Same weight class. Both guys going to the upper echelon of the lightweight division. I can only agree. I'm probably taking Fighting Nerds. You know, he fought sick, like you mentioned, and he pulled out the win over Fiziev. That was a tough fight. Fiziev is no joke, no bum. That was a big test for being sick. I got to go Fighting Nerds in that matchup. Jean Silva bounced back after that rough fight to Diego Lopez too. So the Fighting Nerds can't be really counted out yet, in my opinion. Quillin Salkild is slick, and we're going to talk about that soon. We'll talk about that soon. First off, let's say goodbye to the boys headed to the Shadow Realm. You know the Taffa boys probably should not have been here. You got one more chance. And you know what? Cody Brundage probably gets another chance in the UFC. It wouldn't shock me. Both probably going to the Shadow Realm, not going to come back to the UFC anytime soon. I highly doubt it. That's it. Shadow Realm confirmed. Goodbye, fellas. Cody Brundage, Junior Taffa, they did fight good. They fought a lot better than their previous fights. But sometimes good is not good enough. They're going to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, the kid's slick. Salkild, very slick fighter. He got the submission as I forecasted. Very good number there. Now in a future matchup against the Fighting Nerds, Roofy, can he get the win? That's one hell of a fight. The kid is slick. He's young. He's only going to improve. Maybe the location will help me pick who's going to win a fight like that. If it's in Brazil, we're definitely going Fighting Nerds. If it's in Australia, we might have to pick the slick prospect, Salkild. So let me know in the comments who you think is going to win that one. That's one hell of a matchup potentially incoming. Now, there's some other potential matchups I'm going to talk about on the show. Volkanovski, he might need a matchup. Diego Lopez, so stay forecasted. The forecast report is here every Sunday. Now, Taliesin was on skates. Like, I don't know how we're on a 6-fight losing streak with Tai Tuivasa. Should we land? Didn't happen. I thought it was going to happen. You know, I was very confident. Besides looking at the Zodiac forecast, I realistically thought this was the get right spot for Tai Tuivasa. I thought the fans would see a shoey. And then I seen some good numerology leaning him to win. So I doubled down. And I was wrong. I hate being wrong. I hate losing. But that's the game. You know, he had Taliesin on skates. I can't believe he didn't go out there and land another 1 or 2 more punches to finish the fight. It happens. The win was right there. He put up a fight. Round 1, not much of a fight. It looked pretty scary. I was shaking the whole round 1. I thought right away, a minute in, we were probably going to get submitted, money out the window. This was a 15-unit loss. It's a tough one, but I'm not going to cry about it. It's the game. I've had good wins before. We're going to bounce back, but for Tai Tuivasa, I don't think he can bounce back from this, okay? Legit. I don't think he can bounce back from this. I thought for sure this was the get-right spot. I couldn't have seen any better numbers leaning his way. And he leaned on Taliesin when he could have finished the fight, had him on skates. Like, bruh. Like, when you have 15 units on a fighter and he does that, bad beat. Now, Rufy, yeah, this guy, man. He's going to go up the ranks in the lightweight division and possibly get a title shot. This is a prospect for sure. 3 fights into the UFC, he's getting big names, and he just delivered when he was fighting sick. Volkanovski said it. Skate Matrix mentioned it earlier here in the show. He was sick today there. Like, this guy is elite. He's training with elite guys too. The Fighting Nerds are top 15 in each and every division. They're not just squeaking by, barely getting into the top 15. These guys are elite, and he just eat up Rafael Fiziev, who a lot of people thought was a live underdog, all right? Fiziev is a legit contender at lightweight, and Mauricio Rufy was money. That's just what it was. He was money. Absolute money. And he was sick. Ty would have got a heart attack if he had to fight 5 more rounds. If he had to fight 5 rounds, yeah, I know. Like, bro, his gas was terrible. If he had to fight another 2 minutes, he was done. But you got to look at the Taliesin Teixeira side. Taliesin didn't have much gas in the tank either round 3. He was almost done in round 2, gassed, breathing heavy. We seen Tai Tuivasa go to round 3 with Cyril gone. We seen him go to a decision in his last fight, looking like he had more gas than what we seen last night. That's unfortunate, you know what I mean? He went to round 3 and put up a better fight versus a guy that almost beat Tom Aspinall. And we can say, yeah, he beat Derek Lewis, the guy that Taliesin lost to, but all the indicators were there for Shui Vasa, and we couldn't sink it. And yeah, another 3 minutes. I think both fighters would have been vomiting like I was a couple hours ago. No gas in the tank. Benoit Saint Denis has the gas, though. Lock of the week performed here. A little worried on this one. It's the main card, and you need an underdog. The Australian underdog, Tai Tuivasa, did not get it done, so there was a worry Dan Hooker could get it done. Round 1, he looked very good. And unfortunately, Benoit Saint Denis on the road shut the fans up a little bit because he's on another level as expected, as forecasted here. His relentless pressure and power got it done. He used the ground and pound later in the fight. He did have some opportunity for a submission, but realistically, Dan Hooker was very close with some of those guillotines, and I thought that was kind of stupid. I knew he was not going to be able to submit Benoit Saint Denis, so going for a submission was going to lead to a reversal, and Saint Denis was going to land on top. Now, I believe when Dan Hooker got finished, he did make a mistake like that. He got reversed, something stupid, and Saint Denis landed on top, absolutely dominated. Round 1 a little bit closer than expected, but end of the day, lock of the week got his hand raised, unlike Yiza. So that's good. Saint Denis got it done. Quillan Salkeld got it done, although 8-1 favorite, 4-1 favorite. It's not that hard calling huge favorites like that. So I'm looking for value, and a minus 250 pick I can't hit in Yiza. What a shame. The best card on the fight was definitely Rufy and Fiziev. Oh, yeah. Super impressed with both of their performances. Fiziev was alive, and, he fought his best, in my opinion. He came to fight. He didn't back down. He wasn't hurt. That was one hell of a fight. Back and forth, round 1. It was anyone's fight, too, right? That was anyone's fight in round 1. Round 2, Rufy capitalized. That was a good finish. I'm sure he must get a bonus after that one now. Has to. Volk, he's here, man. He's still here. Old man Volk, definitely had faith in him to win this weekend on home soil over Diego Lopez. And I did say a lot of rematches don't go down the same way. This one was going to go down the same way, and it did. I was watching the fight, and I said to myself, this is literally the same fight. It's going down the exact same way. Each and every moment felt the same as fight 1. The rematch was identical. It was identical. So let's put Movsar Evloev in there. Why not? Why not? Why not? We're not rushing him into the title fight. He's more than deserved a chance by now. Let's give him a shot. Movsar Evloev, next title shot over Volk. Maybe Movsar is the guy that can beat Volk. I think Movsar is a little underrated, but he's definitely overhyped. All right. So this is a close fight, Movsar and Volk. And I think it could be closer than Diego Lopez and Volk was. So let's take a look at Diego Lopez. A lot of people had hype in him. Unfortunately, 2 shots at the title. It's going to be some time away before he gets another chance. Let's see him fight Yair Rodriguez. We've seen the beef at UFC Noche. I want to see that fight. Yair Rodriguez, Diego Lopez. I think that is a goddamn banger. And if not, Steve Garcia, he's moving up the ranks. A little Mexican in his blood, in his nationality. Let's see him get in there with Diego Lopez. I think either guy in the future is a good matchup for Diego Lopez. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I know Escape Matrix thinks Volk cooks people like hamburgers in the UFC, other than Ilya and Islam. This guy is goated. He is rightfully one of the highest IQ fighters in the UFC as a champion. He's one of the most dominant champions when he is reigning as champ. Other than Islam and Ilya, he has been very dominant, and he has been a very good champion, very respectful, very respectful guy. I like seeing Volk as champ. The haircut for Diego Lopez wasn't doing it for me, just wasn't doing it for me. I couldn't see him as a champion. And God damn it, Movsar, his haircut ain't much better. It ain't much better. So I think Volk beats Movsar too. I think Volk retires 30-5 in his career. But we'll see what happens. He still has a lot more fights left in the tank after what we just seen. He is not going to retire anytime soon. He's going to continue cooking up some hamburgers, I think. I forecast. The forecast report, each and every event will be here on Sunday. I'm going to make the time to go through each and every fight if I can. If I missed a fight, let me know in the comments below. Something I missed, something you wanted me to talk about, and we can chat about it in the comments below. Jump in Discord if you want to have a chat. If you want to see the forecast of the day, picks, props, locks, dogs, everything like that in Discord, Patreon, links are in the description below. And I really appreciate everybody staying forecasted. We're giving back to this community each and every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the Prop Fiend Show, giving out $50 to one lucky forecaster, fair and square. We're doing the giveaway wheel. Now, Escape Matrix, his buddy Matrix Veal, they're probably not actually friends, but similar name. Matrix Veal got that $50. So congrats to him to finish off the show. We got a couple people in the live chat. If you have any questions, I'll answer them right here, right now before I go. We're less than 20 minutes into the show, and I covered a lot of topics on this event. Definitely looking to move forward, though. I had 2 picks wrong on the whole event, and they were ones I needed betting-wise. Tai Tuivasa, Yiza. Those hurt me betting-wise. So picks were great. Probably going to go down as top 10 on the UFC prediction tracker with only 2 picks wrong. 3 for 3 on the road to the UFC fights with 2 underdogs off the bat. But betting-wise, not a great event. Thoughts on Arman returning to featherweight? He might want to. Lightweight looks pretty stacked right now. And for Arman Tsarukyan, I don't know if he wants to battle test himself at that heavier weight class. I think featherweight he could do much better. Now, do you agree with that? I think featherweight would be where Arman could have the most success. Although he had a fight with Islam Makhachev way back in the day, he can compete at either weight class. And he just beat Dan Hooker too. Benoit Saint-Denis beat him. They both beat him round 2. So we're waiting for either guy really to get a title shot. Saint-Denis, Tsarukyan at 155. I would be shocked if he actually does move to featherweight, with that being said. White House possible fights. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do a video on this one. I have some content cooked up. I don't want to spoil the party, but, I think McGregor's definitely coming back. That's the word. And I think Paddy the Baddy could be a possible opponent for Conor McGregor. I would love to see Michael Chandler fight him. I want to talk about that for a bit. But Dana doesn't want Michael Chandler and McGregor. Michael Chandler deserves it, but it's not a sellable fight. Chandler kind of sucks right now. He didn't get the respect he needed his last couple fights. So Patty has the respect and the hype, could build a prospect there. I think Patty McGregor would be a banger. I think Justin Gaethje makes his way to the White House. I think Ilya Taporia is maybe going to come back for that one. John Jones, I mean, this guy is money hungry. He is money hungry. If he comes back for the White House, I hope he loses. Alex Pereira hopefully wins that one. He's done way more for the company. John Jones is just money hungry. I don't like how he dealt with the company, held up the division. There's a lot to not like about what John Jones has done. Hopefully he doesn't even come back. I don't think he deserves the spotlight at the White House. Alex Pereira does. Alex Pereira better be on that card. He saved multiple events. Put him on the White House. Donald Trump's favorite fighter. I think we have a couple of Americans that are willing to be on the card, and I want to do a live stream on this. I don't want to waste too much information that I'm going to do possibly this week after the first announcements that are coming out. I'll do a live stream, so stay forecasted. The White House is a live stream I want to tackle this week if possible. Khamzat, yeah, talking shit in social media. Yeah, he's going to defend that belt, and that's going to be a good one. Khamzat's my guy. I think he's just on another level. A lot of shit going on. He's talking a lot of shit. Ian Gary and him backstage pushing and shoving. You never know what can happen. Khamzat, I think, can only fight in a certain region. I don't know if he can fight North America either. I don't even know who he's fighting next. I should pull that one up. Khamzat. Who's he fighting? Escape Matrix? I'm not in tuned with Khamzat right now. Haven't heard much about Khamzat, to be honest, lately. Before we finish the stream, Khamzat, his next fight, is it Dricus du Plessis again? Unanimously beat Dricus. If he's going to fight Dricus again, he's going to beat Dricus again. Honestly. Imavov. That's a closer fight, yeah. I don't think Imavov can beat him, but Imavov is really good. This is a guy, Imavov, I had a tough time predicting in the past. Always seemed to be on the wrong side of his fights. He's certainly underrated, Imavov. Khamzat talking a lot of shit. You never know what can happen. Fight Fiend's definitely going Khamzat. Boris Chimaev for the win there. Hopefully he can keep that streak going, 15-0. Wow. The way he beat Robert Whittaker, man. Broke the chin. Round one. And then Usman, majority decision. That was a big step up in competition too. Handled business there. Round one, he was so relentless and dominant. Every round one, he's so relentless and dominant. That's why people have a tough time with Khamzat. You kind of seen it with Oban Elliott this week, round one. The way he came out in round one, Oban Elliott, definitely caught McAuliffe off guard. And that's what Khamzat Chimaev does each and every fight. He's a tough guy to fight. Can Imavov handle that forward pressure? Onslaught round one from Boers? That's a good question. I don't think so. Thank you. Much respect. Escape Matrix being in the live chat. Remember, put the hashtag F3 in the Prop Fiend show. We're doing the giveaway wheel this Friday. Good luck to everybody. And let's absolutely dominate next week. We got some more dogs barking. We're going to get back on track. Let's do it. Ahoo!